Hello, everybody, and welcome to another NintendoFuse GameChat, where today we're talking all about Tadpole Treble Encore. Tadpole Treble Encore is a rhythm platforming game that originated as a Kickstarter for the Wii U. The original version came out as Tadpole Treble, and thankfully this is one of those games that got saved by being brought over to the Nintendo Switch. And here you play as a tadpole trying to make your way downstream, avoiding tons of different wildlife, whether it be from the water itself, like other fish, or pelicans and other animals, as well as mines and other obstacles in the water. And the key is each of these stages is a different song, completely original, and each of these stages, unlike regular rhythm games where your objective is to hit the note, here you want to avoid the note. So we're going to go to you, Steve, this time first. What was your experience like with Tadpole Treble Encore?
I think it's a fun theme. I think it's this idea of this, being this baby tadpole, swimming away from danger is fun. I think it's cute. I think the different themes are really fun as well. So each theme has a different type of style of music and graphics and stuff. So like Chiptune was an unexpected surprise when all of a sudden the notes and the fish and everything has this, old school like Nintendo kind of vibe, and all of a sudden you're hearing chiptune music, and that's always fun. The music itself is really good, but unfortunately I wasn't able to enjoy it much because I was so focused on not dying. So like, I'm sure the music was even better than what I experienced, but I was not even focused on that, which is basically, I think, my biggest issue with the game is that I really like rhythm games where I feel like what I'm doing in the game contributes to the song that's going. So either I'm tapping along like a Rhythm Heaven or something like that, or if it's an endless runner and every jump and every slide and everything has to do with it being on beat. And there are some aspects of that in this game, but movement just to the right note or where you want your fish to go or your tadpole in order to not die is not on the beat or anything like that. So you're basically just, I'm up and down and trying to slide in between all these enemies, and it's not on the rhythm of the game. And so basically it just ended up me focusing so much on making sure I was in the right spot at the right time. And I missed the music. I missed the really, like, I guess, really good part about this game because I was so focused on not dying. Yeah, also, I think this game is incredibly difficult. Like, there are parts that I died and I died and I died again. And I think, I don't know how you can actually get everything in a level. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to do 100%. I don't know if it is, but playing through this game, I'm convinced there is no way that you can actually get every little bubble and every little whatever those seeds are or whatever you're trying to collect along the way. Yeah. And I think sometimes the timing felt off a little bit. It might have been lagged due to my controller, but when it's a rhythm game, everything needs to be spot on. And I just felt that like sometimes it wasn't on, and that could be a problem with the Switch. It could be a deal with the game itself. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I've got a little bit of mixed feelings about this game. It's really cute. It's really clever. The music is great, but I just wasn't able to enjoy it as much as I thought I would because of the nature of avoiding the notes rather than hitting the notes. I think I'm more attuned to like enjoy games like that where I actually am contributing to the music itself.
So I actually pretty much echo those same types of sentiments. Like the music and everything is awesome, great. The little story, like with the tadpole and trying to stay out of danger and everything, that's incredible. But I do share like a lot of the same things. Like oftentimes I was running into a lot of the notes, and I feel like the gap to get in between two notes was insanely hard to pull off. And with Steve, I don't know how you're supposed to collect every single thing because it tries to encourage you to cut between two of the notes, but it's like you need like a frame perfect like switch between the two lines that you're on. So it's like it didn't feel quite as precise as I was looking for. Like when you're trying to move up and down, it almost felt like it was you didn't move fast enough to be able to like make that gap as fast as the screen was scrolling. At least in my perception. I mean, I'm not a rhythm game person, but it really caused me to struggle a lot and gave me some frustration where I couldn't collect stuff where I felt like I should have been able to like make it through to get it, because that's where it was placed, because it was intended for you to go that way. But then again, maybe I should have just tried to stay away from them, and then I might have had better luck completing the levels a lot faster. But yeah, it was like by the third or fourth song, I had to replay the song like 4 or 5 times, and I couldn't seem to pass it. Then that's just where I had to throw in the towel on frustration at that point, because it was not something I wanted to continue like dying at the exact same spot, trying to do the exact same maneuvers that wasn't working the way that in my head it looked like it was supposed to work. But yeah, that's where I felt like I shared a lot of the same types of experience that Steve was having with the trying to move around, like the navigation part of it.
See, I agree in that regards. I had that same type of issue when I first started playing this game because, like you, Steve, I'm used to rhythm games where I'm contributing, where I'm going to the notes, where I'm having an effect on the music. And when you think with that mentality, because that's usually how rhythm games are, you do die, you do get hit, it throws you off, and especially trying to collect everything. I agree. It's really hard. This game is very deceptive because it looks like it's going to be easy, and it's really not. This is a hard game. But once you get into that mentality of dodging the notes and playing to the almost like playing to the offbeat, because that's what you have to do. You're still moving, even if you're moving in between notes, you're still moving to the beat. You're just moving in the offbeat. And it became easier. And it's at that point that the game starts throwing other curveballs at you, where like you start going from right to left instead of left to right.
So jarring.
And it jars. Yeah. It's like, holy crap, wait a minute, now everything is backwards, and it's not what I was expecting. But I actually liked that because it wasn't boring. It kept me on my toes, and it really made me challenge myself. Going for 100%, this is not a game I would recommend, and this is not a game I did do that at all. But I stepped up to the challenge, and I loved being able to do that. And of course, you could always listen to the music if you want. There's a sound player. You could listen to all the songs. I don't know if you guys got a chance to mess around making your own songs, because you did. All right, so Steve, I see you shaking your head. Yes. So how was that? What'd you do?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's reminiscent of Mario Paint. I think by design, and I think it's cool. I think there are some things that I wanted to be able to do that because I had this mindset of Mario Paint, and I was like, oh man, like I remember being able to do stuff and have it repeat. And I don't know how to do that. I don't think you can. So I was like looking for the button to be able to like, okay, this is something I just want to loop, and it doesn't. But it's fun. I think it definitely lends itself to, if people want to create music within it, I think it could be a really fun platform to do that. I played around with it for just a few minutes just to kind of see what it was like and everything. And it was, I enjoyed it. I think if they added a couple more things, like being able to like loop the song or something like that, it'd be really fun. But there's a lot of different instruments you can add in there, and I think the only unfortunate thing is that when you hit play, you actually have to play the level. So it's kind of like a Mario Maker sort of deal where. So I hit play, and all of a sudden my little tadpole is hitting all the enemies or hitting the notes. I'm like, well, I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. I didn't want to have to play this thing. I just wanted to hear my song. So, and I think there's a button that I think allowed me to not get, not stopped by the notes or something like that, but it didn't quite work. So I think, it's a fun aspect of it. It's nothing I'm going to spend a ton of time on, but it was fun to have that. And I think people can go to town on creating music there if you choose to, but it won't be something that I spend a lot of time with.
Did you get a chance to mess around with that at all, Greg?
No, I wasn't really much of the creative type, because even Steve mentioned like Mario Maker, like I haven't really I had tried the music levels even in that, and that was very difficult for me to do there. And I don't try to be a composer or anything, so I haven't really played around too much with the actual getting that, just going through to try to make a song. So, and I think anything I would try to create would just try to be with the exact screen that warned you about, like, oh, please don't upload any already copyrighted music unless you're the copyright owner. So,
Right.
like, I wasn't about to tempt fate and be like, oh well, I could still say I created it, and like then I don't need it coming back to me that I made something that's copyrighted.
No, you definitely don't want that at all. Yeah, I like that it's there. I think that's really cool. That you can make your own levels and then play through them, and you can make them as challenging or as easy, of course, as you want them to be. But again, I feel like that was definitely one of those products of the Wii U, especially with Mario Maker, and it was great to see that it was brought over and kept in the Switch version. Um, they added stuff to the Switch version, so this is like the definitive version of the game. It's got a good chunk of levels. It's got a good difficulty, but it is hard. It is definitely not for the faint of heart. And it's for those that are looking for a challenge. So right now, digitally, it's $8.99 on the Switch, and again, there's a physical version right now available for pre-order at PremiumEditionGames.com for this game. We'll go to you first, Steve. Recommend or not?
I think this is one of those that I'm gonna have to qualify a little bit, because I think what they have is really good, but I think it could use some work still, and I think it's almost there. I think even navigating the menu is a little weird because like once you're into adventure mode, you can't just hit the button to go back to the main menu. You have to select a song and then back out. And so things like that is weird. And then like every time you want to back out to something on the main menu, you have to go back and select your profile again, and like the save one. And so I think things like that need to be tweaked a little bit. If you can overlook that and you want a game that's cute, has amazing music, and it is a good challenge, then yeah, definitely check this out. But if things like, if you're not really into playing against the music rather than like if you like rhythm games like me and you're like I want to play with the music, this is not the game for you. Like if that's like your desire is to do that, probably steer away from this one. So it's definitely a qualified recommendation depending on what you're really looking for, I think.
What about you, Greg?
Unfortunately, I think it would be more of like a pass for me. I know I'm not the best into rhythm games, and just hearing like you guys that do have the expectations for certain like rhythm games and everything, that doesn't seem to fit with like that main jive for that. The only way I would recommend, if you're like really looking for like a really challenging experience, like if you really want like the whatever Super Meat Boy or 1000 Spikes or something like type of challenge where you really are trying to say like, yeah, I beat Battletoads or the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on NES or something like that. That's where I would say like that'd be where you'd want to jump in. But otherwise, I would probably think you might want to avoid it unless you're a creative music type, even that would want to create some of your own music along with it too. But that's where I have like almost like a below average recommendation. That feels like it's a much smaller niche for people that want to enjoy those types of games and experiences, but it's kind of hard to recommend to anyone when it's the difficulty kind of ramps up very, very quickly, and also with like the not really the expectations of other normal rhythm games. So that's where I would stand on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd say for me, it's one of those where if you like rhythm games and you want to challenge yourself, I think it's easily worth it. I think if you like the challenge, then absolutely as well, because you're looking for the next challenging experience. If you find, you don't like difficult games at all, or you're just not into rhythm stuff, then I would say pass. I would say it's definitely not, like, know what you're getting into. Like, this is a tough rhythm game. If you like music and you like to create your own music, then of course I do recommend as well. So you really have to ask yourself, what do you want out of a game? I think if you look at this game thinking it's a kiddie game, and you're not going to get it because it's a kiddie game, then you're wrong. It is the polar opposite. If you look at this game, and expecting it to be easy, it's not. This is a challenge. So it really depends on what the type of game you're looking for, what kind of challenge you're looking for. But this is definitely not a kid's game, and that's where it stands. So if you are interested, like I said, it's $8.99 digital right now, and physical is available for pre-order at premiumeditiongames.com. Thank you to Bitfinity for providing us codes for this review purposes. And if you like other game chats like this, as well as our industry talks and our podcasts and other videos, please go to NintendoFuse.com or right here on YouTube and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time. Have a great day.
Play stages, compete, or create them from scratch. If you want something quirky and new, it's true. Then Tadpole Treble Encore's for you. Bop-a-widdy-boop.